I wasn't smart, not really, I was average. Maybe even less than average. I'd open books, read the words, and nothing would stay. Everything felt dull, like I was walking through fog with no direction. But then I found a strange kind of inspiration, in fiction of all places. From a boy named Light Yagami. He was brilliant, cold, focused, the kind of person whose mind cut through the world like a blade. And I wondered, what if I studied like him? What if I stopped chasing motivation and started building mastery? I changed, slowly, painfully, but I changed. And here are the 5 lessons I learned. 5 ways to study like Light Yagami. 1. Ruthless focus. Eliminate all distractions. Light didn't casually scroll TikTok between textbooks. He didn't pause to reply to texts mid-equation. When he studied, it was total. In episode 1, you see it clearly. The stillness, the intensity. There's a storm inside him, but outside everything is silent. He isolates himself not just physically, but mentally. I used to leave my phone on my desk just in case, but Light would have called that weakness. I started using the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of deep focus, 5-minute breaks. But more than a method, I changed my mindset. Studying wasn't passive. It was a battle for my future. Deep work by Cal Newport showed me this. Distraction isn't just inefficient, it's dangerous. It fractures your ability to think. So now when I study, the world goes quiet. No background TV, no half-hearted music, just me and the work. 2. Build a system. Don't just cram, design your success. Light didn't get top grades because he crammed the night before. He built a system. Every action was part of a larger plan. Remember how he even planned to appear as a normal student to L? Watching TV while studying, flipping pages, he had already absorbed the knowledge. The display was a mask. I used to rely on willpower, but willpower fades. Systems don't. So I broke my studies into layers. Input, reading, lectures. Processing, notes, mind maps. Output, active recall, practice tests. I spaced my review sessions using Anki and focused on retrieval instead of rereading. Atomic Habits taught me this. Success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. And Light was nothing if not consistent. 3. Think critically. Understand, don't just memorize. There's a moment when Light calculates the exact time L will react to certain deaths. He doesn't just know facts, he sees how they connect, how one move leads to another. That's what separates brilliance from mediocrity. In How to Read a Book by Mortimer Adler, there's a line that changed me. Reading without understanding is like eating without digesting. I started asking questions while studying. Why does this formula work? What's the deeper principle? Could I explain this to a child? This is the Feynman technique, and it's how Light thinks. He doesn't take knowledge at face value. He dissects it. And I learned, if I can't explain it simply, I don't really understand it. 4. Use time as a weapon. Own every second. Light doesn't waste time. Even in high-stress situations, he's calculating, precise. In episode 2, he practices writing names in the death note. He times it down to the second. He rehearses execution. It's terrifying and inspiring. I used to say, I don't have time, but time wasn't the problem. I was bleeding it in little cuts, so I made time visible. I tracked how I used it. I stopped lying to myself, and I started living by this rule. Every minute has a job. Maybe it's resting, maybe it's reading, but no more scrolling through hours of nothingness. In the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, habit 3 is, put first things first. Light Yagami lived by this, and so can we. 5th, let pain shape you. Transcend emotion with purpose. This is the hardest one. Light wasn't joyful, he carried darkness, but he had direction. And while his path turned tragic, it taught me something real. Emotion can't be your master. I used to wait until I felt ready to study, waited for motivation. But Light didn't wait. He moved. In Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov suffers deeply before finding clarity. That pain, it breaks you or it makes you. You don't need to be happy every day. You don't need to love studying. You just need to remember why you're doing this. Maybe it's proving them wrong. Maybe it's building a better life for your family. Maybe it's because you're tired of being invisible. Whatever it is, hold on to it. Let the pain sharpen you. You don't have to become Light Yagami, but you can learn from him. Discipline, focus, clarity, purpose. These are not gifts. They are choices. You were never dull. You were just unfocused. And now you know how to study like a genius. Now you know how to fight